الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله نشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد عبده ورسوله. So thank you so much everyone. Assalamualaikum, and again good morning to everyone, especially to our speaker today, Dr. Siti Zubaidah Anuar. So happy and I'm glad that we finally can have this session. It's a timely because we have been receiving a lot of invitations from other universities, be that in Asia as well as outside Asian region, that they would love to be part of COIL. They would love to partner with COIL on certain subjects especially, and we will discuss that after Dr. Zubaidah sharing session, inshallah. To add the barakah to our session, let's start with Al-Fatihah. Amin ya Rabbal Alamin. Okay, so again, I would like to welcome Dr. Siti Zubaidah Anuar. Before I read the biography of Dr. Bai, I usually call her. I would like to thank the team from CPD as well, Dr. Wira, Sister Uzma, as well as all participants who make the time to learn today. And I'm very sure you will learn a lot because this is, again, as I said, an initiative that we would like to roll out and promote this year because we have a lot of partner university who have been waiting for us to be able to implement COIL with them. Okay. But before we get to the session, it's only fair for us to know the speakers first. So tak kenal maka tak kenal, kalau di Malaysia tak kenal maka tak cinta ya. Kalau for me tak kenal maka ta'aruf. So let's ta'aruf first with the speaker today. Let me introduce. Oops, sorry. Oops, let me just stop the sharing first. I start from the last session, from the last page. So I would like to thank Dr. Wira for preparing these slides for me. So let me just. Okay. So let me introduce our speaker today. So the title of today's session is Building Global Classrooms, Advanced Techniques for Collaborative Online International Learning. So COIL is quite a renowned term, and we will learn and dig more today, inshallah, from the speaker who have been implementing it wholeheartedly. Let me remind everyone of our program outcomes for today. We have first defined the concept of and core principles of COIL, identify the key elements of that required in designing and implementing a success COIL project, demonstrate how to plan a basic COIL, select appropriate digital tools. So it's quite comprehensive that we're going to discuss today. So we will learn from how Dr. Bai implement her COIL with partner institutions. And also we would love to learn about how to apply the strategies to foster intercultural communications. She's the expert on this, and also evaluate sample COIL activities based on her project. And for everyone's information, the mural in front of CPD office, that's actually part of the learning product from her COIL project. She will introduce that more in her presentations, I believe. And just to introduce about Dr. Bai, I'm very sure a lot of us know her because she has been giving these sharing sessions last year and this year. So I'm looking forward to learn more experience as she has implemented recently with the latest project. But for those who are new to COIL, let me introduce Dr. Bai. Dr. Bai is senior English lecturer at CELPAD with over 23 years teaching experience. She specialized in cultural responsive teaching and education for sustainable development. She's actively contributed to COIL initiative for teaching with Senando University, USA on sustainable development topics through visual arts integrations. She's very artistic. You will see her drawings and paintings later on. and designed and delivered English for academic writing, English for occupational purposes, and professional courses for international and local learners. She presented research in conferences across Thailand, Portugal, Taiwan, Australia, and Malaysia, reflecting a global academic engagement, and also published journals, articles, and co-authored book chapters focusing student-centered learning and global citizenship. So you will be able to see things that she has implemented and she has published as part of these COIL initiatives as well. She has led multiple roles at CELPAD, including coordinator of EduCall and special officer to, currently she's the special officer to Deputy Director, Academic and Internalizations. She collaborates across disciplines, including a recent joint project with IUM Engineering on educational board game development. She secured GSS 2024 UNESCO grant for her international COIL project promoting SDG impact through visual arts. She served as a judge for language competitions and community engagement project, contributing to community-based learning. She advocates for indigenous educations, leading two recent projects for supporting adult learners from indigenous communities in Johor. Frequently invited as a speaker and panelist on cultural responsive pedagogy and digital collaborations in teaching. Just a housekeeping announcement to all participants. We really appreciate if you can keep your microphones muted throughout the sessions. And if you have any questions, feel free to post the questions in the chat box, or during the Q&A sessions, I will open the sessions and allow you to raise your hand and ask the questions directly to the speakers. The IATN link, and don't worry, this is usually the most common questions during every training is, may I have the link, please? So don't worry, the link will be posted from time to time, and you will be able to log in to IATN when it is shared, inshallah. So don't worry, we will share when the time comes, okay? And kindly complete the evaluation form within 24 hours. For everyone informations, especially for those who are new to IUM, every training we will actually award CTD points, and CTD points can actually be checked in Heuris system, and it will be accumulated for all the sessions that you have attended with CPD. Again, please, we will allow 15 to around 20 minutes at the end of the sessions for Q&A. So if you would like to ask the questions directly, we really appreciate if you can wait until the Q&A sessions. Okay, without further ado, I would love to welcome the speakers, and the session is yours, Dr. Bai. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Mira, for this very long reading of my CV. And I'm blushing already because, yep, there's a lot that I have done, but there's more for me to do and to learn, okay? So one of the things that I'm going to do today is the main thing, not one of the things, the main thing that I'm going to do today, which I have blocked my whole calendar for today, because after this, I need to rest well. All right. The thing is, what is COIL, right? I'm going to share the slides, and before that, I would like to thank CPD for giving me the trust, for trusting me with this responsibility. This is an amanah given by Prof. Mira and her team. Okay, so are you guys ready? Inshallah, you guys are ready, right? Assalamualaikum, everyone. Yep, I still have problem sharing things on the Zoom because I have not been using Zoom for a while just now. All right. I can see that there are around 100 participants, and I have posted, I have spammed your chat box with the activity that I want you to do before we start the workshop. I wish I could have your contacts before the workshop started so you can do the pre-lesson activity that that I would like to try with you guys, but I could only see so far one of the participants wrote in the Padlet that I have provided. I think because many of us are not familiar with what Padlet is, we have never used Padlet before. But if you have tried using Padlet, this would be a chance for you to actually do the activity. All right. Since I don't get that many responses yet on the Padlet, I would start the session, the training today with explaining to you what some history of what COIL is, and also how we define COIL. Now, building global classrooms. We are used to having our own classroom within our four walls, right? Or having our own online classes just between us and our students, registered students in the university. But we can actually do more or do more than that, which we should include people from the international level to participate with us in learning and also co-creating language or co-creating knowledge. I'm so sorry. Been flustered this morning. I don't know why. So sorry, Prof. Mira. Okay, let's just hope that throughout the session I would be more comfortable and less how should I say nervous, because you can see from my face and my voice now I'm a bit nervous. But I don't want to spoil that by telling you so how nervous I am right now. Okay, so this is the first task that I want you to do just now, like while everyone was entering the Zoom meeting room, to choose a cultural artifact that represents who you are as a person, a community, or a nation, or anything you can grab on your table right now. If you are at home in the comfort of your home, you probably have that cultural artifact lying on the, you know, on the desk, like this soap, hand soap that I got from somewhere, which I would think as my cultural artifact because my family have been producing soap on ourselves, right? Maybe that is your cultural artifact, or probably the kain batik that you have, right? Next to you, some of you probably are having this training in your bedroom because you don't have to go to work today because we're done with exams, right? So you may use that as a cultural artifact. You choose that and you tell us why you choose that as your cultural artifact. Some of you would think your iPad is your cultural artifact that represents who you are because you cannot be separated from your iPad, something like that. And I would also like you to record the video no longer than 1 minute. Like you can do it for 30 seconds if you want, or just that no longer than 1 minute, showing us how and why you chose that cultural artifact. Explaining why it is important is a way for us to learn about you, yeah, and for other people to learn about us. Then I need you to also view the videos of the others and leave comments or just click like on them, and then get some questions ready because after this you will be meeting your group members in the breakout room. But of course, I will not do that with you now. This is because this is a sample of pre-lesson activity that my partner and I have done for our students when we started our COIL. And with these activities, we would train how to do this before we started with our class because we have this fellow uh, COIL training, which Prof. Mira was one of the trainers, to teach us how we can start the collaboration and the planning of the lessons that we're going to have. This is all about unlearn old ways and relearn a new way. Um, because we're just used to having the same way, we have our slides and we just share that with our students, whether it is online or in class, the same thing that we share. But how do we do this on the global scale? Yeah. So the instruction here is quite simple, and I hope it is also clear for you to follow. I will check later if anyone, have some um, have the video uploaded. I'm not sure because usually we give this to our students a week before the class starts, so we give them time to think of what are the cultural artifacts that they think is very meaningful to them, so they can share that with people. Okay, that is just one of the first tasks, which I don't think I'm not sure. I don't want to look at the Padlet now. It's just that just move on to the next slide that I have now. Okay, so the objective, as mentioned by Prof. Mira, is to define what COIL is and its core principles, and also to identify essential components of a successful core projects. I mean, I would say that my core project was successful because we made the objectives that we have, all right, and then we also have feedback from students, which I will show later to show how they actually really benefit from the projects. And then how to plan a core module. Like, I'm not going to tell you like the details of planning of the core module, because after this, once call coordination will be established by CPD, we will have more on that one. Once maybe you want to register as a call fellow for IUM. And then we also need to look at the suitable digital tools for COIL. Not all digital tools are suitable for the type of students you have, or even for yourself. If you cannot use the tools effectively, it would be difficult for your students to use it. So you have to be comfortable in using the tools. So your students will also be comfortable to use the tools. For example, the tool that I'm using right now, right? The Padlet that I have posted in the chat box just now, the link. If you're not familiar with that, you need to actually familiarize yourself, test it with your students on the ground, meaning to say your students in your classroom, physical classroom first, before you bring this tool to the core classes. And then you also need to apply the intercultural and collaborative learning strategies. And the intercultural part that I want to demonstrate through the Padlet is for you to share some of the cultural information that you have with the others. Yeah, and at the global level, these are the things that people cherish most because they look for this, especially with our younger generation, the Gen Zs. They are Before they want to know people, they would do some background checks first. This is something like background checking of people that they are going to work with because they are more informed due to all the social media that they have around them. So they can actually do some research first before they can actually work with people. So understanding our learners is also important in this not just for core but for everything else that we do in our classes. And we also need to evaluate the core activities for relevance and inclusivity. All right, so a little bit of history for COIL is early development. I have checked did some reading. Early development was started at State University of New York, if I'm not mistaken. It's in the early 2004. But yep, just leave it there for this COIL from the other universities. I just want to focus on what the Bazinji Institute has done. Shenandoah University launched the COIL in 2022 as part of the Barzin Institute Global Virtual Learning, founded by Dr. Yunus Mirza, is the coordinator, the director of it. It to drive virtual collaboration across institutions, including those in Bosnia and Malaysia. It also has gone to a lot of other universities after that. It is also one of the global citizenship outreach efforts that they have. Faculty participate in co-workshops, and I was one of those trained during one of the spring sessions in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. And we co-design modules with our international partners. Uh, a lot of us, not sure how many COIL fellows we have in IIUM. I think it's more than 10 or maybe more than 20. Uh, they have not only collaborated with international partners from Shenandoah University. They have also participated with those at Bridgewater College. One example that I know is Dr. Atia from engineering. Um, and then, sorry. Oh, sorry. There you go. Ongoing COIL workshop is happening right now. Offer the faculty training covering module design, intercultural pedagogy, and collaborative tools, and usually with the Zoom. Yeah. But don't worry, rather than, I mean, if you can't use Zoom, you can also use Google Meet that we have. All right. So there are different other platforms that we can use, whichever that you and your potential partner are comfortable with. And then one example of culture, one of the examples of the activities that we have done is the cultural exchange via arts and SDGs. This is one that I have done with my partner, Abigail Gomez, which we have our students and also some participants from Cuba to participate in our Waste to Our project, which I will show with you later. Show you later, okay? All right. What is COIL? As mentioned, is a virtual exchange model that connects us, the instructors or teachers or professors and students across countries and also institutions. We co-teach credit-bearing academic courses and also project not only the credit-bearing academic courses, but we can also do this for our projects. All right, and it fosters, most importantly, intercultural communication and collaborative learning between two groups of people. The focus now is like any other things that we plan for our lessons is 90% planning and 10% execution. So the planning is something that I will explain more in more detail. Okay. The core principles of COIL. I hope I'm presenting this well, Prof. Mira, so far, which is the equal partnership between the educators. You need to have a equal partnership, meaning to say the weightage of your work should be equal, because not only you are going to work with someone that is new to you, you also need to build that trust and also um, understand each other better. So in doing that, you also need to keep in mind that you need to have that equality between the two of you, and whatever your the subject or the course that you're teaching, you should find that common interest that you both have. All right. I will explain later more on this partnership by giving examples of what I did with my uh, partner who is not an English teacher. I am an English teacher teaching in CELPAD, and she's not an English teacher. And how did we come about to find that common ground and start with something which both of us can actually use to teach our students. Okay, so curriculum integration with shared learning outcomes. You probably would have to find something, some parts of your lessons, in the course plan that you can use to embed this in your COIL project. Okay, and then emphasis on, again, intercultural awareness and empathy, and experiential should be experiential and project-based learning. If it is an individual work, it beats the purpose of collaborative learning, right? So but then in our lesson that we did have individual works in which develop into a group work later. All right, but then like what I have asked you to do just now with the Padlet, um it is more of an individual work. This is to introduce yourself first. So this is something that you have to do it yourself first, right? So individual work, which is developed, grow to a group work. And then it is all about global networking. Not only that we are working with the international collaborator, we are also helping our students to be exposed to global networking, in which is very important for them. Yes, I know IIUM is a very international university. We have students from 100 countries studying here, but then to communicate with people from there, from outside the IUM experience, IUM atmosphere, is something that we want students to have also. It's not enough that we have partners from different universities, probably with your former supervisors or your research partners in other universities in the country. It is only fair if we can give the same experience to our students, because they can also expand their global networking, which will be very important for them to prepare them for the workplace later, workplace experience. Okay. And then the next thing that I have here is designing a COIL project. What are the key elements of COIL design, and what are the institutional collaboration? This is a snapshot or a photo of our class, yeah, online. This is how it looks like. There's so many people there, right? With us on top, and then the students there. You can see that many of the students do not like to switch on their camera, their video. Why is that? Are they hiding behind the camera, or they are saving their data plan? I don't know. It's just that every time when we have classes like this, we want them to change the names, make sure that we can identify the names. And if you can see in the picture, we have some kind of the way that you pronounce the name, right? Because the Americans might not know how to pronounce your name if your name is Zubaidah. Like they may say like Zubaidah, like you don't like the sound of it, right? Or like Prof. Myra. But Mira is a very common uh, name in America, I think Mira, yeah. But for example, Atia, right? Atia, how to say that? How to pronounce that name? So we made sure that our students, both from the US and also Malaysia, IUM, to prepare us the how to pronounce the name. Yeah. For example, the McKenna. Yeah. So these are the way that you can ask people how to start the rapport, build the rapport. Yeah. To at least say people's name correctly. Like I wouldn't know how to pronounce your name. This is one of the lecturers here, Mehmet Ozay. How do I pronounce your? Is it Ozay or Ozai? I'm not
No,
sure.
we do not use the surname. This is family name, Ozai.
Ozai. So the way to
Um,
say your name is Ozai, right? So I thought it was Ozay. So
But
when
we call not the like Western people, we call just first name, Mehmet.
Mehmet, okay, so yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know you well, so I can't call you Mehmet only. I have to call you Dr. Ozay probably. Anyway,
Dr.
Ozai.
Bai,
Okay.
sorry, just want to, there is some inquiries on the
Oh, okay.
slides. It's not really clear at the moment because there's two screens shown on the Zoom, your
Huh?
video as well as the slides. So we hardly can see the slides because it's too small on
Oh,
our screen.
seriously? What did I do? Sorry. Um, Let me go and
Sorry, just
I don't
in
know
case.
what did I do.
It's
Okay,
okay, it's okay.
let me just
Maybe we can reshare the screen and then pick just the slides.
I don't know what I did just now. The too big. Let me just reshare, okay? Okay. So sorry everyone. What did I do?
Okay.
I shared my picture bigger than everyone else, than myself.
It's okay.
What did I do? Like, let me see. Sorry guys. Let's see. Oh, okay, I understand. I understand now. Okay, all right. I think I got it right now. Where is my slide? How about this one?
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, yes. So sorry, it was so embarrassing. But this happens, guys. This happens. This happens in core classes too. Yeah. So don't worry. Don't be too embarrassed to make fun of yourself, someone. Okay, next. Thank you, Pramira, for telling me that. If not, I wouldn't know. All right. So have I covered this one? This is what happened in my class. Because like because I was off track just now with the OZE name. Now I just, is this? Oh, yes, this is the one. Institutional support. What are the key elements? As Prof. Mira mentioned just now, there was some kind of institutional support that we need based on the trainings that we have and from the history I explained just now. Um, the Bazinji Institute has a big role in training us, providing us with the training for the fellows, the COIL fellows. And the leadership is also important, because if the leader is not or coordinating it well, you will not be, you might lose interest. Yeah. What happened with the leadership or the coordinators that we have here, if with these COIL that we have currently, is the constant information, the updates that they have, who are being trained, what are the forums that they have, what are the conferences that you can join, and invitations to webinars, or giving trainings to others, or sharing your experience and the students' experience are also important. So the key elements of a core design is really about that strong institutional support that you can give or you can get from the whoever is giving you the training. And then we also need to have that clear curricular alignment or the planning, because if you come up with something that is not from your curriculum, that would be just a called project, like a project that is not credit bearing from the credit bearing courses. But if the partner and you are from the same discipline, for example, you're teaching one of the courses in pharmacy, right? Like Prof. Haniki has before, like his partner is from pharmacy, also from a different university. So they have some kind of a topic that they can share, in which from this one topic they build the COIL, the module. Yeah. So like Prof. Mira, her partner is from, I'm not sure, Prof. Mira, I've never asked you about your COIL experience, or what you teach exactly with your COIL partner.
Math.
So you are also
I was with math department.
or the math department. So you were teaching math using COIL, right? So like
Yeah.
wow, I cannot imagine how that is going to be done. I mean that was done, yeah. Because in my case, my partner, as I mentioned, did not teach English. And I don't teach arts. She's a virtual arts professor in the university. So, but then we have the same interests, arts. So we use arts to bridge our students and to make it as the theme for our COIL project. And then you also have to identify a committed international partner, whether they are from the same discipline or not. The choice of your partner you can be matched by a coordinator or the director in this case. So I was first matched with, because of my arts background, I was matched with a professor from performing arts department, in which during the training we worked together very well, but because of the time constraint, he could not commit. So I waited for to be partnered with someone else. So more people are coming to the COIL training, and I was finally got a partner with the right person. Yeah. So whether it is from the same discipline or not, is for you to kind of have to find a way that you can work together. Yeah. And then you need to have that very structured project planning. It's not easy, but it's doable. And you need to have the student orientation and preparation. Okay, so I hope so far everything is clear. So I will explain about the institutional collaboration. If you have someone already that you think you can work with from the other institution, you probably can start to have this collaboration. You can start planning it, or you can initiate discussion or dialogue with them. like how you can actually collaborate in COIL, but then you need to have someone who can coordinate it with you and connect you with the other university, because especially when you have your MOUs, MOAs, like we already have MOUs with Shenandoah University. So that can be part of the activities for the memorandum of understanding agreement, which we have the activities to support that MOUs. You, like if you have already started teaching in other universities in other country, you can also turn that to a COIL. Maybe you have been traveling to Taiwan, for example, to teach a course there, but why not make it a COIL class? Because you don't have to travel. Yeah, you can do it online. And then you also have to have that important, consistent communication and understanding between your partners. All right. And of course, the role of the coordinators is also important to help you to be um to feel the confidence of doing this, because for first timer it's not, you don't think, I mean, you might feel it's quite difficult because probably there will be some communication barrier or any other barriers that you might have. Yeah. All right, next is planning a core module. This is us. This is for our project, which I did not for my classes, but the other project. Dr. Atia, Abigail, and I, we were like working or planning of our waste to our project. Yeah, just a picture for me just to put there. Okay, so to you need to connect with the people. Yeah, we need to connect, identify committed educator. If you're given a partner already, what you can do is get to know that partner ahead, before you commit to working with them. See if your wavelength is about the same. If not, there will be difficulties in trying to work together with people if you can't really start working professionally. Okay. And then need to build rapport, informal discussion, explore whether you have shared values or the same teaching styles, or what are the tools that you both are familiar with. But then from the training, you probably know each other's already, each other's strength or weaknesses, in which maybe I'm stronger with the technical parts, she's better at different part of it. Then you probably have that you can complement each other in making that core project or core classes a success. And then we need to co-develop. This is to determine which of the learning goals of the core segment. It's good if you can identify themes for the core class or the core project. And then you need to align them with your courses syllabi to ensure that it is relevant, and then it's also integrated in the curriculum. It's not like you're taking something out of the curriculum, and no, it's not that you are bringing something new to the curriculum. It's just that the way you teach it differently. Okay. And then the coordination, identify the right time to work with people from the United States. It's all about confusion with the time and even the day. Yeah. And also the academic calendars. We start our semester one in October, for example, right? But they probably have started earlier because they have different modules. So you probably will start your call collaboration or start with your students in their mid semester, but our early semester. So this is something that you need to negotiate the time, and then you also need to um, identify which is the right time for you to start. Yeah, because you want both students from both institutions to benefit from the call activities. And then you only also need to identify the public holidays. Malaysia is well known by our international students of our many public holidays. There's so many public holidays in which I think you all agree, right? Like, it's a blessing to be working in Malaysia, to stay in Malaysia because the public holidays. So we need to really look at our calendars. You don't want to fall in, like, you don't want to do any call classes near the Christmas time because that would be a disaster because nobody would come because they would be like taking a week off, which we only take like 1 day off, right, from our the Christmas time, although we have the Christmas holiday. But then you need to really identify, and you don't want to do your COIL classes during the Ramadan. So these are the coordination that you need to really be careful when choosing the time when you want to have your core classes. And you use emails, you use Google Calendar invite, and have the timeline to reduce confusions. Because for now, it is still 20th of July in the US, and we're already 21st of July, and they're now sleeping and we are working. So if you want to choose the date, if they suggest the date on Monday, that means it's our Tuesday or something like that. So you really have to keep on going back and forth and asking for confirmation. So it is my Monday or your Monday or something like that. Because if it's their Monday, that means it's our Tuesday. So with the time confusion or time zone difference, you really need to coordinate your time carefully. And then the design, you create project-based activities. And I believe we have a lot of project-based activities for our own classroom here, right? Like for our courses, a lot of project-based activities. But how do we want to make our students to collaborate in a group project with them not meeting? We have done this during COVID, right? We did it because we had no choice. But now we can expand that, which we can use the wonder of Zoom, the wonder of Gmeet, the wonder of Team Meets to make our students collaborate. They don't have to meet physically, but if they can come here or our students can go there, that would be better. But there will be money constraint. So we make them meet online and they can actually work together. Just like what we did with our partners, we work together and we allow our students to work together too. I hope so far I'm making sense. Okay, now I saw a nod from Prof. Mira, so that is an affirmation. Now, you also have this conducting of group discussion in the breakout rooms. If you have not done any breakout rooms before, you need to practice it before you use it with your core friends. There's a lot of rehearsals that I did with my partner before we actually did it with our students. It's not that we have never used it, it's just that we need to make sure that it will work when we do it with our students. So the opening of the breakout rooms, when do we have to open it, and who's going to handle the breakout room, and what do we do if students do not go into the right breakout room? So, and what do we do when our students are discussing in the breakout rooms? Do we just let them work on their own, or do we go and jump from one room to another to check on them? So these are the things that you need to consider when you are designing a breakout room discussion for your students. Okay, then how do you give exercises for your online classes? What platform do you use? I will explain that more in detail later. Okay, next is embed, this is like what built-in moments of personal and group reflections. We discussed on what students have learned about each other's culture, like the one that I have asked you to do with the Padlet and debrief sessions. You also need to make them ask what are the takeaways and the challenges that they have faced when they were doing the exercise together, when they discussed the Padlet. The Padlet, guys, is just one example of the activities that I do with the students. Yeah. You may have a different way of doing this. You probably would just have videos, you recorded videos for your students to watch during the synchronous exercise or activities or lesson, or you probably would just give lectures online like this, right? Like what I'm doing now. You probably would just do that and ask them to work on their own in groups later, offline, asynchronous. It's really up to you, but based on what I have learned from my colleagues who have conducted COIL classes, it is better if you have the students work together when you have the synchronous classes, because you could see how the momentum, and you could see the group dynamics that they have. Right. For the next one, would the planning. What I'm showing you now is what I did with my call journey, the planning time in which for spring 22 I underwent the training, and then in March I was connecting with a new partner, and then March to October was the planning. If you could see, the planning was it was long, it was lengthy, right? Because we couldn't find the right time, because when she started, when I we started the semester, she has already ended the semester, so we had to wait for her to start a new semester. So there's a lot of factors that make us delayed our core classes, and we also were working hard at the same time to plan the modules for our core classes. And then we managed to start our core classes November 2023 to December 2023. And then we had another one called 2.0 August to September 2024. And then we also had the waste to our project, that because uh, there was some money from a grant. So I said, like, I told Abigail, my partners, like, do you want to do some extension of what we have done in classroom? Like, we do it for like the whole university to join? And she said yes. She's always saying yes to any projects and that can, benefit the students. So we did that. And then we also had our mural project, which is also another extension to our core project. Then here is the recommended timeline for the core classes. For the core classes, it doesn't have to be. You might wonder, right? Did you do this for the whole 14 weeks? Because we have 14 weeks, right? No, we don't have to do it for the whole 14 weeks. The exposure that we want to give to our students for the global networking is not for the whole semester. But if you want to do it for the whole semester, not sure, because of our assessments are different, because we have different time of assessments, because we have different, our students have different needs. So we would just recommend for you to have two or no, 3 to 4 classes of COIL with the students. Yeah. Example here that what we did is in week 1, we have the student introduction and ice breaking, in which before the class, 1 week before the class, we have asked them to upload videos of them on the Padlet. So they have 1 week to actually study people and learn about other people's culture and stuff. And then in week 1, then we have the synchronous class. And in week 2 and 3, we have the team-based collaboration assignments. And then in week 4, we have the final presentation and reflective discussions. So it is very important for us to have that reflective discussion, not just for the students, but also for us to find out what are our weaknesses and strengths, so we can improve ourselves for the next core classes or core collaboration. Here we have pre-lesson activity, individual work to foster meaningful cultural exchange. And during lesson activity, we have the building group dynamic fun activities. We need to make it fun. If it is not fun, student will be like what I'm doing now. You guys will feel bored, right? Because there's no activity, hands-on activity. I told my colleagues in CELPAD, get ready with hands-on activities, guys. But yeah, not doing that, not yet. So let's see what we have so far. Okay, so we need to make sure that we build that group dynamic. Because if they can't work with their group members, that will be a problem. And you may ask me, why do you group them yourself or they choose their groups? All right, so like this, in our part, we already have students grouped for any other assignments, right? So I would make sure that I group them based on somehow like you get to know them for the first 2 weeks. So like if this one is very shy and stuff, I would pair that student with someone who are more extrovert, introvert with extrovert. Or if the one group all are very introvert, that would be a problem because they would be very shy to talk to the American counterpart. So I would rearrange the grouping. And then my partner in the US also would group the students based on that. Yeah. So because we don't want to have a creak moment during their group discussion because all of them are shy. Um, so we assume that the students have already enough proficiency to communicate with the native speakers of English, right? But I failed to predict that there were also students who are not native speakers of English from the Shenandoah University because there were also exchange students who joined the COIL class. Yeah. So, but then proficiency wise, the language wise, they so far our students did not have that much problem because once they meet and talk to the Americans, they just they somehow they gain the confidence, and I don't know, it's just that it really improved their confidence at the end of the semester actually, because they got excited, I guess, to talk to a native speaker. Yeah. And then we also have the post lesson activities. If you can see here, these are the common way of us planning our lesson, right? We have the pre-lesson, we have the during lesson, and we have the post lesson activities. This is because the classes that we have on the ground, like I'm talking about ground and virtual, because ground is the one that we physically meet people, right? We still have to have all this when we do it virtually. Without proper planning, I don't think that our COIL classes can be successful. And that would not only affect us but also the students, especially the students, because they were expecting, because they have some expectation when you say that, oh guys, this semester you are going to be working with people from Shenandoah University. Where? What? They'll be doing that, knowing Gen Z, right? Why? I just want to tell you that this is a good exposure for you, giving you the experience to work with people from other countries. Yeah, but we have people from other countries here in Malaysia too in IUM classes. Why do we need to do this online? Okay, it's just that you need to have more. You just tell them you need to have more exposure. And you might ask me also, which English class did you choose to do this core class? It wasn't the English class because I couldn't think of um anything yet at that time, but now I have. So at that time, I was using our Sketch 1201 classes, the core course for the UG students. So there's a lot of flexibility that we can have there in designing our modules. So that's how we connect, because Abigail has to teach global citizenship, and I teach sustainable development, principal actions, and I forgot the full name of Sketch Travel One, but yep. So we found some common ground in which we can work together on. Okay, so if I could see many of the colleagues here in IUM, you're also teaching 1201 class. This is probably a chance for you to do the same with your core classes. All right. Next one is, this is a sample of the lesson plan that I have done with my classes, with our classes, the Padlet. These are the sample of the cultural artifact the students have done. They were so excited. Okay, they with Gen Zs, they have no problem. They are the digital natives. So, like you tell them, oh, we're going to use Padlet, they will say what? But once they know, once they explore, they could just do it. Yeah. So these are the samples of work that they have done. So I put it in a digital platform like this, like digital storytelling, so they all can see it, and you can see that there's a uh, what do you call this, love's heart sign, which is if you like it, you click it. So, I asked them to also do that to view others. And these are some of the cultural artifacts. I will show you later two videos from, not from this batch, from the other batch. And then for the during lesson experience, during lesson task in the breakout room, ask the questions. So while they are in their breakout room, they will be asking, will be doing this. Yeah, they will be doing, take a picture, share it in the Google form. There's a lot of Google forms that we created for the students to submit their, to deposit, not to deposit, to put their work, their group work in that form. So we have all the materials in one place. And then we also asked them to exchange numbers and create a WhatsApp group. This WhatsApp group is very crucial. You don't have to be in their WhatsApp group to monitor whatever because they do not like to have a lecturer in the WhatsApp group. Believe me, our students in our courses, they have a WhatsApp group without the madam in it, okay, or without the lecturers in it. So we also need to have choose a representative. Let them choose, yeah, empower them to choose who's going to present whatever the output of the discussion and present it in 2 or 3 minutes in the main room. Okay, so these are the samples and this is the grouping. I know that the number of group members are not equal because this semester they only had not as many students that I have. I tried to ask for Sketch to give me certain number of students to match my partner's number of students, but that cannot be done in IUM. You have to at least have like 25 or 30 students in one class, right? So we have to make do with whatever that we have here. So this we prepared for the students to refer to, okay, and for us to look also. And we have the reflection exercise. And then we tell them, inform them what the sustainable development is, and in which I would take turn with Abigail, with my partner. I would explain this one and the student, and she would explain what global citizenship is, and then the students would find out what are the common ground. And then how do we combine the two classes? And this is the project, which of the goals that they want to work with. So, and of course, for the next class, we have to prepare them for the second class, in which they would go to the second class. And these are the activity for the second class. You see the continuation from the first class to the second class that they have to prepare before the next class. And then another set of instruction that we have to give, which must be made clear. If not, people will come back to you and disturb you. What do you mean by this? You're not being clear. Students would also tell you that you're not being clear. So we have to be clear before we give them the instruction. And then also provide them with the Google form for them to submit their work. And then it is also important to display what they have done. Like the Padlet, the display it can be accessed to everyone, right? The digital stories that they have. But for something that you ask them to submit in the Google form, they cannot see it, but you can see it. So that is why you have to manage the Google site. I use Google site because this is the platform which we can make everyone see. Yeah. And this is where I would display their work together. This assignment is for them to um, introduce the university, which are part of the university or campus that they would like to share with their friends from the other universities. So we have there, and we have from Malaysia, from IUM. And I have to say that our students are very good at making videos. Not sure whether this is the Malaysian thing or I don't know, but they are very good at editing videos, which I really enjoy and very proud of. Okay, that you would not be surprised. Don't be surprised if some of the groups did not submit anything, because like our physical class, that we have students who failed to submit apa, what do you call that, their assignments, right, their work. But don't be disappointed, or don't be sad about it, because we have to move on, and then there will be some repercussion for those students who did not submit their marks, right, or submit their assignment. The same thing with the COIL project. If they don't submit the marks, they don't get the marks. They don't submit the assignment, they don't get the marks. So then we start with the background collaboration stuff. I will go back to what we're supposed to do. This is just sample of what we have done so far. Now next is the asynchronous tools that we have. If you can see here, we have the synchronous tools that we use. Zoom. You may also use Google Meet or Microsoft Teams. But check first with your potential partners or your partner in the future whether they have the Zoom account. Yeah. To use Zoom, to be comfortable, don't use the one that is the free one. Like when I was doing COIL classes with Abigail, I actually subscribed to our Zoom, the Zoom. And now if you don't pay, you can only have like what, 1 hour or less than 1 hour to conduct your classes. And then we also have Google Meet, in which we can also record what we have done, and Microsoft Teams. The other university might not have Microsoft Teams, so you might want to use something that both can use comfortably. Okay, and we have AHA slides also, and you may also use Kahoot if you feel like using Kahoot, because surprisingly, my students do not like Kahoot that much. I don't know why. Maybe because they got tired of it from high school. They have been exposed to Kahoot. Maybe. Okay. And then we have digital tools, the asynchronous tools, in which I use the Padlet. It's a digital wall for reflection. Google Docs, you may also create a Google Docs in which all of the students have access to it, and you ask them to write whatever that you want them to write based on your assessments, maybe, or just activities in the classroom at the same time, or you want them to write something first, so everything is seen by everyone. And you can also ask them to use the YouTube platform for their video presentation. But students may also, if they refuse to have something published on YouTube, their YouTube, they can also give you the file for the video, so you can post it in your uh, Google site. Or if you want to create a Google Classroom for this, it's also possible, yeah. But I prefer to use Google Site because it will be easier for everyone and for the students to just check it on their phone, probably for any announcement and for any work that they have to do together. And then tips for choosing tools: ensure accessibility across different locations. Some might not have, as I said, Microsoft Teams account, and if the Microsoft Teams is they belong to the university, the account, they may not allow others to get in. I think something like that the privacy or security reason, and that would cause trouble. So I would, if you use Google, I use my private account for my Google everything, one that I paid. And also, if you use AHA slides, you may want to subscribe to it. And I'm so lucky because I have a colleague, a friend who actually share her account with many of us, so we can use the same thing and we just don't touch other people's folder, something like that. Okay. Make sure that they support multiple languages. Well, probably you will be working with people from countries that are not English speaking countries. You probably would like to have a collaboration with people from the Philippines or from Indonesia or from any Thailand, for example. So you probably want to check if the tools can support multiple languages and user friendliness. Yeah, if you the Padlet, I'm not sure what you think of the Padlet, whether it's very user friendly or not. For those who have used it, probably have no problem, but for those who are new to it, probably you would have some comment on it, whether it is user friendly or not. And then the compliance with the data privacy regulation. This is also important. Now, these tools, you don't need to know many tools, or you do not need to know how to use many tools, because they're just tools. It is the purposeful pedagogy and that meaningful partnerships that you have with your partner that can bring that core classes to life for our students. They just enablers is your creativity, planning, and meaningful human connection fostered by you that can truly bring the core classes to life for your students. So these tools, if you only know how to use everything there is in Google, then use just Google. You don't have to use Padlet, or you don't have to use AHA Slide, or you don't have to use Kahoot if you don't want to. Use a tool that you're familiar with, you're good at, and students feel comfortable with. Yeah, and make sure that your partner feel the same. If you're the only one who knows how to use Padlet, for example, and your partner don't feel comfortable using it, then you need to think of other alternative. Don't just do that because you are good at it. You need to also check, if your partner are also comfortable using it. But if they say it's okay, I'm not good at it, but you're good at it, maybe you can manage that one and I will manage another one. So it is more about how you complement each other, how you complete each other, like that. Yeah. Okay. So the next thing is fostering intercultural collaboration, learning, and the um, strategies for intercultural communication. A reason why I say Padlet, because it is a good icebreaking and cultural sharing activity. Use a very structured prompts. Our instruction must be really clear for our students to follow, because they don't see us all the time. So the instruction should let them able to understand clearly and do the work according to the numbering or the steps. Yeah. And of course, you need to model respectful dialogue and listening practices. This is demonstrated by you and your partner. Yeah, how you when you conduct the classes together. For Abigail and me, I did not like for this for lesson one, Abigail will do everything, talking. For lesson two, I will do anything. We don't take turn like that. We take turn in one lesson. We take turn talking which part. So that's why we rehearse which part. The introduction will be done by Abigail, for example, and the housekeeping will be done by, for example, and then Abigail will, you see that how the language form and functions that you have between the two of you is actually setting example for our students to actually follow how you communicate with each other, how you conduct a discussion with your partner, and for them to conduct their discussion with their group mates. Yeah. We also need to always remind them to show respect to others. We can't and let them know that it's okay to make mistake when you're speaking with the language or the grammar. And then Abigail would also remind the students, don't make fun if people make mistake. Things like that. It's about respecting each other and inform the students of their expectations. And at the same time, you also ask the students of their expectations. Okay, next one. Towards they have time. Okay, so these are the example that I gave just now. Example that I gave. So, oh, sorry about that one. This Padlet was frozen. Okay. I hope that you can, there's no problem with the volume and everything. Yeah. This is what I expected from you guys, but I was not being fair because I gave you like 5 minutes before this workshop started. So these are the samples of the students doing the Padlet activity.
Okay, so hi, my name is Amar Imtiaz bin Amir Hamzah. You can call me Amar.
Can you hear the audio?
Yes.
Yes, there.
Yes.
Okay, this is from Malaysia, yeah?
So for the cultural artifact, as you see, I wear batik because as a Sarawakian batik because it comes from Sarawak, as you can see, this one and also this one. So basically, in Sarawak, it has like 3 common batik, which is batik Penan, batik Kenyah, and also batik Iban. Yes. So this one is Penan, if I remember, and then both of these are Penan, and then this is Kenyah. Yeah. So this is my cultural artifact, and I would say that I'm very proud of it because this symbolizes my culture and my region as well. So that's it.
Okay, that is one example from IUM, and this is from the
My name's Chris Chaplin, and my cultural artifact that I chose is a recipe book that has been passed down kind of an attitude by my family, like over the few generations. I don't have it with me because I'm at school, but this is kind of what it looks like. There's just a bunch of recipe cards inside of it. It's just kind of important to me because like it exemplifies just like the different recipes that my family has had throughout the years, from my great-grandparents to my grandparents to my parents to me now. Like it'll get passed down an attitude just kind of as we all grow up. So that's kind of, it means a lot to me just because like I love food, I like eating and everything. So yeah.
Okay, so from these two examples, what do you think of it? I mean, maybe now I can ask, is this what you expected yourself to do? Or, oh, mind you, when we asked them to do this, we did not give them examples because we want them to be authentic about it. Like they come up with their own, not format of, recording the video. We don't want them to be confined with examples given. So as I was watching Amar's, the one from IUM video just now, I also learned something new, right? Not just because we know batik in Malaysia. I know now batik is different. They have different kind of batik in Sarawak. And for Chris, I think his name, when he showed the picture of the recipe book in the box, it shows some kind, I could relate to it also. And these are the things that when they get into the group just now, they would discuss about these things that they have prepared. And that is where the intercultural exchange happens. And at the same time, they are also learning about each other better. Before this, they did not know that Chris love food. Now they know that Chris love food. And before this, they did not know anything about Amar. And now they know that Amar is from different part of Malaysia, Sarawak, which has a very rich batik culture there. So these are the things that they would discuss. At the same time, they are also co-creating the knowledge together. Yeah.
Okay, so
Sorry.
hi, my
To
name.
Amar again.
My name's
Hey,
Chris
all right,
Chaplin.
okay, Chris. Okay, going back to this one. Okay, now, so that's why effective online collaboration is all about uh forming diverse and balanced groups, assigning rotating roles such as moderator, note taker, recorder, someone who will record. In our projects, we also ask the students to have someone who screenshot the pictures or record their discussion. We made sure that they have roles to do, and as I mentioned, provide clear guidance and also encourage the students to communicate with us for just in case they have problems. One of the problems that they told me, the Malaysian students, were the Americans talk too fast. It was so difficult to understand them. So just like Chris just now, that was in the video, right? But when they had the group discussion, they would actually, Chris, could you please slow down because we are new to the American talking. So Chris actually toned down the pace of his speech at that time. It was really interesting how they could actually form that kind of relationship together. And you witness that is something very good. Yeah. So we also have the individual work, as I mentioned, not just group work, because it developed from there, it grows from there. And our work is actually about creating collaborative artwork. Yeah, it started with just painting background together alone on their own, and then they would choose their background. These are the individual backgrounds that the students have done. These are all from my Google Drive, in which I asked the students to submit their backgrounds, and these are the things that we also cherish because these students are not art students. They're not all from CAET students, yeah, guys. They're not. They are HS students, IRK students, they are law students, because sketch class is from everyone, they're interdisciplinary. So, and then for Abigail's students, they are not art students. So they are from different majoring too. So when they come out, this is the time when they use what they used to learn in school, because these are the things that they learn in school also. And they can actually express the artistic talent there at this time. And then we allow them to use like this one is they use pencil and paper, and most of them prefer to use the digital art application from their phone and also from their iPad to do the work. So this we display on our website, so the students would see their artwork are being displayed there, and that gives them a sense of you know pride to feel like it is appreciated also. Okay, I mentioned just now about the time zone and stuff, and you also need to discuss about something on cultural sensitivity. There were students from the States, they are very open about their sexuality. And then there's one student who was showing the flag, the LGBTQ flag as a cultural artifact, and my students like, Madam, we have never seen something like this. So I was like, okay, this is something that you do not agree on or you don't agree with, but it's something that now that there are people like this, and one of them. It's just that you embrace differences, like you don't how should I say, you don't condemn people for what they are. It's good, like just show good examples, right? So these are some of the things that uh our students are exposed to, but we always remind them what is right and what is wrong and what are their faith, so they don't condemn people. A lot of the students from America will be showing their cross as the what you call cultural artifact, which is okay because our students, they have learned a lot about other religion in the classes, so it's not something that is worrying so much. Okay, and just learn that as something that have like first-hand experience with the person who has different values. Okay, for the reflection tools, we ask the students to use journals, but because of the nature of our students, they prefer to have vlogs instead of writing it. So we ask them to produce videos to express their reflection as a group. And then we also facilitate peer feedback sessions in which we prepare for them surveys they have to do every time after our session, which I will show later, because it will give us the feedback right away on how to improve and what not to do and what to do. Okay, for the next class. And then set up online discussion boards for ongoing dialogues. You may also do that. But we like to do this during the synchronous activity and also from our survey. All right. This is a sample of a vlog as a reflection tool. Based on what they have done so far. This instruction we gave them earlier before the project started. We told them that they need to document the process, their meetings, their process, the meetings without us, because they need to also have meetings without us joining them, because we want to give them the empowerment. And then to record the process of them doing the activities and then make it a video. I would like to show this for you to see a vlog as a reflection tool. I'll pause it. All right.
I think we need to use the same SDG but
Yeah.
different backgrounds.
Yeah.
That's why I have a different SDG,
Yeah.
right? My bad. So work on the background meetings.
I mean, so if you're okay with it, I mean, we're all kind of in an agreement of doing like gender equality, and I mean,
So this is the background that they have done from Fernando. And we also asked them to do waste audit for the background. Process of producing the article. They use all these fabrics. So they have built something on the background that the Malaysians have done. Now is the turn for the Malaysians to build art on the background that the students in Anuar have done. So the exchange of the background is symbolic. All of these they did it together. Using all the ways that they are not using anymore. Okay, so that is a sample of a vlog from other group, and this is a sample of work. Oops, sorry. Work from the other groups also. Yeah, so it's very interesting how these students who are not art students, yeah. The boy just now was from engineering and the girl was from IRK. And for this one, they are from economics and also from business admin. So imagine our male students are producing beautiful things like this. and this is under the theme of gender equality. The SDG that they chose is what the artwork that they have to produce is based on the SDG that they have chosen. Oops, again, going next one. So evaluating core projects, it should be relevant to the course objective and global issues. In my case, is on the global issues. It also includes inclusivity of diverse perspective and the students' needs. We need to also include the promotion of intercultural understanding. So I gave some I gave like marks on the online learning, online assessment for the students based on what they have done. Okay, and then alignment with the shared goals, you need to have that. Then level of students engagement and participation, it includes the attendance and feedbacks from the students. And then we also have the evidence of meaningful cultural exchange, the output, the artwork that they have, and then the quality of collaboration output, whether they have really solved a problem or not. Like in this case, the problem is with the waste. Now we have a sample of feedback, and which we use the AHA slide to do this because it can produce a very nice display like this. Which of the activities, we asked the students which of the activities from workshop that positively impacted them and their interaction with the new team members. So we gave many, not like four activities, and we asked them to choose which one, and they like the ice breaking session. All right, they also like the tongue twister session. For the tongue twister session, we have one of the tongue twister in Malay and one tongue twister from English. So the American would have to say the tongue twister in Malay, and the Malaysian will say the tongue twister in English, which we have no problem because we are always exposed to tongue twisters when we were learning English in class, when we were small, when we were little. So it was fun to look at how the American were like doing the tongue twisting in Malay. Yeah. So that's why you see a lot of tongue twisters. That's their favorite one. The next one is, what do you hope to gain or learn from the online collaboration moving forward? They want to know, to have more cultural understanding, to learn more our topic so I can be better informed the issue. So they want to know the topic first beforehand. So it's very typical of students now to actually learn something first before we teach them. All right, because they don't want to look like they don't know nothing. Okay. And then they also want to learn more about the importance of sustainability. They like to talk to new people. They would say that the culture reflected through everyone's artwork. They also like to enhance their creativity in art. So one of the students also said, I want to keep learning about Malaysian culture and help my group mates learn more about the US. So you see here how that this is what I said about how you assess and why I think that the COIL project that I have done with my partner, I consider them as successful because the chance of them learning about other people and also about sustainable development goals or issues are really reflected from the feedback. Okay, and this is actually from the project that I mentioned earlier, the one that I got a grant for. The students produced, and I made students from the other section to go to this exhibition. The exhibition was there for like a whole month last year, and the students would have to give feedback on what they think of the artwork that the students have done. The physical exhibition was done here and also in Shenandoah, they did it also. But we also have that virtual exhibition on our website, in which can be accessed by anyone with the link. Okay, so we also have Prof. Faris visited our exhibition. Now, we also have the students give suggestions. What are the things that they want before the second workshop? We had a blunder with the breakout room in the first session. So this is something that we improve in the next workshop, in which the students complain about it, just having the breakout room pre-made, so we don't take much time sorting people. Okay. And they also suggest more fun activities. So obviously these students just need more time to do this. We had only about 1 hour, no, 2 hours for it, so they need more. Well, surprise, surprise, right? Because some people just add more and they need more ice-breaking sessions. So it's really interesting. And this is COIL in practice, a joint artwork focusing on sustainable development goals, in which we have the online workshop here, and then background creation, second steps. And then we both print the background, and then the students use waste to overlay the background and make sure they leave that. These are the instructions that are given clearly for the students to do. And then we have the final artwork exhibition and virtual and physical exhibition that was done both in IUM and also in Shenandoah University, and it is always available online on our website. And the next thing is we did the mural project, in which when Abigail came to Malaysia, and we had her to help us with the students to work on it. For this one, what happened is we made a different set of students to come up with a mural design, and we assist them in this. So they discussed with partners from the US, and one of the students from the US, Emily, came to Malaysia and to look at the outcome of the project in Malaysia. We have not had the chance of bringing our students, one of the students, and maybe two of them, to go to the US to check on their artwork. Okay, and then the next one is Shenandoah University visited IUM, so we had them here to check on the mural project. Feedback and assessment method, you can co-create rubrics between your partner, or you can just always stick to your own rubric. Uh, Peer and self-assessment form and short surveys, and debrief session for post-project reflection. Feedback is very important, and assessment method is also important for us to ensure that the call is not off track. We still are actually just expanding what we have done in classroom with our students. These are some of the feedbacks. Describe your team. We ask them what are the strengths and weaknesses. They agreed that they always work together, but always last minute. So these are the things that you should also expect from your students when they are working together in your COIL class in the future. They also, like, it's good to know all of this, because if you don't know this from the students, you not know what to improve and what to maybe take out from your module and what you need to add in your module. Okay. It's really nice to know all of this. Yeah. That's why it's very important to get feedback. When we ask them whether they like to work on the art project on their own or not, the majority would like to do it with the groups. Did the COIL meet your expectation? Majority of them did, and some could not decide. And then which of the following activities positively impacted you and your interaction? They said all about the breakout room, in which they prefer to have that breakout room together because they can have that conversation. So for the next COI session, we would have more of the breakout room discussion with the students asynchronously and synchronously. Okay, and then above all, I'm towards the end of my presentation now. Above all, it's essential to have a partner who shares the same level of enthusiasm, commitment, and discipline. A strong core partnership can naturally evolve to a very lasting relationship. We are still uh working together. We are now actually working on a what do you call that? A book chapter for publication. Abigail and I, to to write about our experience of conducting this project together. This is Abigail when she came here to Malaysia. All right, to IUM actually. And then there's something that just something I should read from here because I think it's very important for me to say that one of the most powerful aspect of COIL is its role in fostering meaningful, again, I repeat this many times, meaningful cultural exchange beyond content and collaboration. COIL brings students from different parts of the world into a shared space where they don't just learn about each other, but they learn from each other. It's not only about learning from the Americans, but they're also learning from each other in IUM because there are so many things that other people have that they don't. I mean, the knowledge that they have that they don't have. So the exchange that knowledge is very important, and we are providing them with the platform. So they don't just learn about each other, they are also learning from each other. It gives them a chance to see the world through someone else's eyes, people from across the world, the globe, sorry. And we also develop appreciation and respect for other cultures. And then for many of our students, my students, this was their first real interaction with peers from another country. And for Abigail's students also, this was the first real interaction with peers from Malaysia. So at the end, they are actually developing this kind of friendship. Cultural exchange not a byproduct of COIL. It is as at its heart, it's actually transformed that virtual classroom into space of, understanding, inclusion, and humanity. I would say that is the real magic of COIL. I don't know whether others would agree, but I don't know. It's just that something that I don't want to stop just with Abby. I would like to also explore the possibility of working with other fellow in Shenandoah University or some other universities, which I can help develop other courses here. In CELPAD, for example, we are working on our new, we are reviewing our course, English for occupational purposes, in which we want to change it to English for employability. If we can have this kind of learning experience for our students to people from different countries, that would be really helpful for them to increase their global networking with others, because now to be employed they also need to compete with people not only locally but also globally, because more and more of our students are being hired by international corporations. So if they have this experience and they can share this with their future employers, which they can put in their CV, that would be very beneficial for our students if we have this kind of COIL experience for our students in other courses also, especially for our English for employability course in CELPAD later. So what I would like to say, we are following the guiding principles. If you notice where we got this from, if you have read that book, you probably noticed this is about empowerment. The first principle for us to decide what are the best practices, assessment, and pedagogy for our students, and then flexibility, scheduling of classes, meet the time zone differences, and then innovation, coming up with new ideas like what I have done with my partner. Rather than repeating the same practices, we try to expand it, explore something new. That is the innovative part. And then accountability. We should also remember that when we are given all this empowerment, flexibility, and freedom to be innovative, we need to be responsible to ensure the success of the project. If it is not successful, how to improve it. So these are all the guiding principles from our self book. All right. So I did not notice this before, but once I was like looking at this again while I was preparing for this training, I could see how these guiding principles are actually falls into what I have done so far. So final thoughts. Not sure if I still have people. I'll stop sharing now. Assalamualaikum again.
Okay, yes, thank you so much, Dr. Bai. Let me just remove the spotlight so we
Yeah.
can have everyone to unmute if they would like to ask the questions directly. Okay, so there was one question. So I'm sorry if you hear banging on the wall, people hacking the wall close to me, so please ignore the background sound. But there was a questions, I think, asking about how to use AHA slide. So maybe just a bit of introductions, how you use the tools and in what context do you use the tools, Dr. Bai?
Okay, the AHA slide, right? Okay, let me just is Uzma around? Can I share the AHA slide with everyone? Because that is a good chance for us to do it now.
Yes, Doctor.
Let me just find my AHA slide. To answer that, let me just demonstrate how AHA is used. Sorry, yeah, we still have time, right, Pramira?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Can I share the? Can I share the? Oh, I want to share my screen. Right. What is the AHA? This. Okay. So this is the. Can you go to this? Can you scan it using your phone, or you can go to the AHA slide link. Copy link. Let me just copy it to here. All right. You don't have to answer the first one, or maybe you can. Of the cultural artifact activity that I have shown you just now. Okay, as you're doing that, I will share your opinion later. So the AHA slide is very useful for us to get our students' feedback because it's really user-friendly. You just provide them with the link like I showed you. And then you can get the information from there, the input from the students based on what you ask them. I like to ask questions like what is the opinion about the activity? You can do it, right? I mean, did you get a chance to do it? Because I don't see anyone. You can assign. Oh, okay. I got some feedback. Let's see. I want to present it. Hold on, you guys. Okay. Let me just share my slide again. Okay. Can you see like how do you feel about meeting your new friends? Heartwarming, excited. Oh no, no. Oh, no one is oh, okay, people are typing. If you can scan it using your phone now, you can leave your answers there. So this is how actually you create it using your AHA slide. And then you share the QR code with your students right after or before you end the session so you can get their feedbacks. So I hope that answers the question from whom just now? From Mira? Interesting and engaging. Amazing. We have some more. So as it's good that you show this to your students as you are doing the survey. So like example, that it's okay, but didn't have time to upload properly. Okay, we understand that one. For our students, for my students, I actually did practice, before the COIL practice, and also Abigail, she also did the practice with the Padlet before, before we ask them to do the, what do you call that? Or you can also show a video, record a video, how they can upload the photo in the video on the Padlet. Yeah. So these are the samples. I have okay. So that's it. Pramira, if that answers.
Right. Yes. Yeah. I think that's good because the people can also try
Mhm.
while uh,
Well, we're giving some.
while looking at the visuals on the screen, they can also try and put it the answer themselves so they can engage with the AHA slides. Okay, so that's basically how it is. It's
Pramira,
kind of similar.
yeah, did you see? I asked a question, are you interested to join IOM COIL?
Yeah, I have actually shared the Padlet in the link, so feel free to share your details. And then we have more than 100 in
Yeah.
the network, in the COIL network, we have more than 100 partners waiting. So later on, I will try to profile our colleagues and also profile the partners, and then hopefully we can find the match that would fit to your interested course. All right, so while waiting for more people to fill the Padlet, let's ask Dr. Musilu. Dr. Musilu, do you want to open your mic?
Dr. Musiliu.
Dr.
Musilu.
Musilu, okay, I'm sorry.
Musilu.
Apology.
Yeah, okay. Yes, please. My question is just that because the one that we did today now, this sample of coin is something about now about culture. And we know that naturally students like such things. But some of us will take subjects that students don't like. For instance, I take mathematics. So at the beginning of this semester, we ask them to work together to do a lot of things, encourage them. But at the end of the semester, we found out that majority of them did not do that. And it really affected the results. The result was not really okay. So how can we now implement such things in our own course? Because they don't like the course. And if you ask them, okay, work in groups. Now, people that cannot work together as a group, how are they going to work together? Maybe with people from from other universities and so on and so forth. So that's my own question. Is it feasible for us to also implement COIL in our own subjects that they are not really interested in doing? In fact, they don't even want to hear anything about it. Only few of them are interested. Majority of them want to run away. So what can we do?
Yeah. Maybe if I may share a little bit on my experience, Dr. Bai, because I was partnered with a partner from US, Bridgewater University, sorry. So my partner was actually teaching history of math, and she said, "Don't be surprised. This is the course that everybody would leave the room maybe like 5 minutes before the class ends." So that's how much they don't find the course is interesting. But she said, but I'm so hopeful that this COIL would give a different flavor of the course. So when we did COIL, what is interesting, because I'm teaching data analytics and she's teaching math. So we are looking at things from different perspective. It's still about numbers, still about math, still about analytics, but we give flavor of culture, of interactions, of working from different perspective, like when we analyze data about COVID and how it affects countries, and we clearly say that they should not use their own country as an example, so they have to pick different countries' data, and when they analyze that, they give different interpretations, which is a kind of, for me, it's mind-blowing because we have been looking down on their abilities to work beyond the cultures, work beyond their age in terms of maturity. But when it comes to data and analytics and empathy, Gen Z have that sort of unique perspective. So I think we should not disadvantage the students, based on the perspective that the course is dry. I think this is what I heard a lot. The course is dry. I don't think this is something that is worth COIL experiments. I don't think that's true. It is every dry course would have the potential to do, to implement it, but it's just that during the executions, I think would be during the planning and executions would make things meaningful, and we have to be intentional with how we design the COIL as well. So
Yeah.
Dr. Bai, maybe you would want to share your thoughts.
Okay, I think Prof. Mira is the way that we plan the activities also. This is where we leverage on the tools that they like to use. They like to make videos, so probably this is something that we can include in the lesson. So the outcome, what do we expect from them? And then we also tell them, we need to at least tell them that you have this ability and we want to see the ability. They kind of like to show off in a way that they have this ability, and why not leverage on that? Why not we use that? Yeah, and they like to create things. So we ask them to create new things or challenge us with something different. Prove to us that you're not this boring or you're not this problematic, because what you're showing is like you're being difficult to yourself also, and you're making it difficult for the others. So how do you want to change this, and give them the space to improve themselves? Probably it might be dry, as you said, right? The course is dry, the word they use, uh, but you can try to make it interesting, challenge them to make this interesting, help you to make this interesting. So you can give them the expectation. Probably if you give them the expectation, that would be challenging for them, and they like challenges. One thing I know with the younger generation, they like to be challenged, because if we still keep on using the same method that we've been using for 20 years, that is something that they always complain about that, you're always using PowerPoint is very 2016, is it? I was like, what? We use Canva now, madam. So when you are open with your students, they will be open to you also. I mean, to have the whole class, almost only a few who likes the course, who like to take the course, is troubling, I know, doctor, but it's something that maybe instead of, just accepting that, just challenge them a bit. Probably that can help. And using all these different kind of platform could also get their interest to learn.
Yeah.
And
Couldn't agree more. Yeah. And just to share with everyone, we have quite a number of COIL fellows in IUM. The latest one is actually Brother Shamsuddin Abdullah from CFS, and he is currently collaborating with one faculty members from US. We also have, if you are talking about from engineering perspective, we have Prof. Teddy, who has been collaborating with Dr. Sarah from US, and Prof. Teddy is teaching signal processing. Dr. Sarah is teaching psychology, mental health. So she's a practitioner, psychologist. So it works. So means that it doesn't have to be like math with math, IT with IT, not necessarily with that. Dr. Bai herself have demonstrated she's teaching SDG together with colleagues who is teaching art. So it doesn't have to be linear. Okay, so it can be like different faculties, different field. And in fact, that will be more interesting. So please fill up there's a questions on which office is currently coordinating COIL. So currently it's CPD, and I'm handling the portfolio myself. So I will connect all of you with interested colleagues. So be that overseas, if you want to reach out to me further, like for example, I prefer someone from Asia, or I prefer someone from South America, for example. So that feel free to share, because in COIL network we have practically everyone from all over the world. So I'm looking forward to your sharing. All right. Any more questions? Anyone would like to ask more questions to Dr. Bai before we conclude the session? It has been very interesting, and I know a lot of you have thinking like it is. Can I start next semester? Obviously. So in fact, keep the momentum up, because the moment you feel like it's possible, inshallah, it's doable, inshallah. Okay, anyone? Okay, so there's a question. So what is the ideal class size for the COIL sessions or class? Dr. Bai, do you want to share yours?
It can go up to 30 students, but you want to have equal number of students from your partner's classes also. Because what happened to my class when we had more Malaysian than American students, it was more like a imbalance, especially during discussions. The Malaysian were talking more compared to the Americans, so it took them time to actually have quite a balanced dialogue between the two universities. If you can have, if you are able to do more, like for your whole 50 students, if you can, you can. But I would recommend you start small to just get the hang of it before you expand it further, a bigger number of students. Yes.
I couldn't agree more, because it's hard to find partner university, especially in US, that has the class size as big as ours. Usually the class size is much, much smaller. In my case, I think my partner university only have 12 students and I was having 36. So of course it's far from ideal, but it is doable. It's just that we have to really monitor the dynamic in every group. Yeah, right. Is there any other questions? Okay, so seems there are no more questions. Wow, okay, so there's a lot of applaud on Dr. Bai sharing, so it's inspiring. I myself learning every day from everyone, and today, alhamdulillah, I'm learning from you, Dr. Bai. So I'm looking forward to implement this further, and I'm looking forward to collaborate with all of you who are interested to be IIUM COIL Fellow, and introduce you to the team that we have. It's very inspiring team, who willing to spend time beyond the comfort zone, outside the comfort zone, because we are preparing things for the future. And and again, thank you so much. Barakallahu fiikum wa alaikum jami'an. Thank you again. Thank you for all the kind words in the chat. May Allah bless all of you. This is not the end of the COIL journey. This is the beginning. And we will see more Dr. Bai in future training, inshallah, and also in future collaborations with all faculties. I would like to thank again Dr. Bai for your time. Thank you so much. Sorry we couldn't do the activities, but I hope the sharing the cultural artifacts, I saw there's a lot of
Let me
posting
check.
now. Yeah, so there's quite a number of posts just now I can see. So
Oh
people
yeah.
engaging.
Can I
Yep.
share with everyone just for a while?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. Like which one? Okay, share. Yeah, we have. So we have coffee, we have my batik. Okay, this is really interesting. Yep, I cherish this, everyone. Love this. Thank you so much. Oh, I just hope that we had the chance to really do this and get into that Zoom breakout rooms to discuss more. But I think you have to do that when I train you guys for the as COI fellow later, right? Probably, right?
Yes, inshallah. Yes. Okay. So alhamdulillah, thank you so much. I really hope it's meaningful sessions to jumpstart the COIL spirit, inshallah. Thank you again, Dr. Bai, and thank you, Dr. Wira, Sister Uzma, for preparing the sessions. Dr. Malik as well, because Dr. Malik was the one that initiated the conversations with you earlier. So thank you so much for all the people who have been helping to make this session possible, and of course to all of you, all participants, and may Allah bless you, your good hearts, for never stop learning. Barakallahu fikum wa ahlikum jami'an. Let's end the session with tasbih kifarah and salatul an. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal asri innal insana lafi khusr illa alladziina aamanu wa 'amilus shalihaati wa tawassaw bil haqq wa tawassaw bis sabr. Amin ya rabbal alamin. Jazakumullah khair again, everyone. Before we conclude, as usual, part of SOP, if you could kindly open your camera for a momento. Let me just make sure everyone is on the screen. Sister Uzma, tolong juga ya. Just in
Boleh.
case. Thank you. Just in case.
Oh, it's nice to see everyone's faces.
Yes, future COIL fellow, inshallah. Okay, so let me start with the first page. Bismillah. Okay, let me get the first page. Give me 1 second. Okay, so. Okay, and one more. Please don't close your camera yet. Okay, another page. Usually I'm using a bigger screen. Okay, Bismillah. Give me a sec. Okay. All right. Alhamdulillah, Sister Uzma is also helping me with the picture taking. So just in case I miss few faces, inshallah, we will have your full pictures in the report. This is very important report, inshallah, for the university. Again, thank you so much, everyone. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next training, inshallah. Barakallahu fiqh, and enjoy your holiday before the semester start. Take care, everyone. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you so much.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi